For today's video, we will talk about decimals and fundamental operations of decimal. So by the way, I am Josame Bersaro.
And I'm Jello Ann Leonor. We are currently studying at Palumpon Institute of Technology, Tabango, taking up the Bachelor of Science in Industrial Technology, major in Foods and Services Management.
And we are tasked to do a video about decimals. So what is decimal? In algebra, decimal number is defined as a number whose whole number part and the decimal part is separated by decimal point. Here's an example of decimal number 17.20. 17 is the whole number part, while 20 is the decimal part. This dot in a decimal number is called a decimal point. The digits following the decimal point represents a value smaller than 1. In our example here, 0.20 has a smaller value or lower value than the whole number 1.
Decimals are also the shorthand way to write fractions and mixed numbers with denominators that are powers of 10 like 10, 100, 1000, and so on. Decimals are based on the preceding powers of 10. As we move from left to right, the place value of digits gets divided by 10, meaning hundreds divided by 10 gives you tens. Tens divided by 10 gives ones, and ones divided by 10 become tens. In this way, decimal point separate the ones place from the tens place in decimal. A 10 means 1 tenth. In decimal form, it is 0.1, and hundreds means 1 over 100. In decimal form, it is 0.1. And now, let's proceed in adding decimal numbers. In adding decimals, just line up the decimal points and then add in the same manner when you are adding whole numbers or like normal.
First, we have to write decimal numbers vertically. Make sure that decimal points are aligned as well as the digits are aligned with similar place values. 0.2 and 0.1 are both tens unit, therefore they were aligned. Now let's start to add from the right. In the hundreds unit, we just have 7, but if you get confused, we can add 0 to the end of point number 2 so they have the same number of decimal places. So 0 plus 7 is 7. 2 plus 1 is 3. Now put the decimal point aligned from above. 7 plus 3 is 10. Write 0 and carry 1 to the next place value. And then 1 plus 3 is 4. So our final answer is 40.37. For another example in adding decimal numbers, we have 50 plus 17.43. Since 50 is a whole number, remember that the decimal point of whole numbers are found at the end of the whole number. Now let us align them vertically. Make sure that the decimal points are aligned. Let us put zeros to the empty place values. And let us add. So 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 4 is 4. Write the decimal point aligned from the decimal point above. 0 plus 7 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. So, our final answer is 67.43 hundredths.
The next fundamental operation of decimal is the subtraction. Subtracting decimal number works the same way with adding decimal.
9.12 minus 2.21. We line up the decimals vertically and the decimal points are aligned. Since each number has the same number of digits to the right of the decimal place, then we don't need to add zeros. Let us now subtract, starting from right to left. So 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 2 is cannot be. We need to borrow from the next place value. Let us borrow 1 from 9. 9 will be 8 and 1 will be 11. So 11 minus 2 is 9. Write the decimal point aligned from the decimal points above. And 8 minus 2 is 6. The final answer is 6.91 hundredths. Let's have another example. Subtract 8.73 from 6.172. So here we have a 3-digit number, and here we have a 4-digit number. Always remember that when lining up numbers, make sure that the decimal points are lined up correctly. We add 0 so both numbers have 3 digits to the right of the decimal point, and then subtract. 0 minus 2 cannot be, so we have to borrow 1 from 3. 3 will be 2 and 0 will be 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 2 minus 7 cannot be. We need to borrow again. Let us borrow 1 from 7. 7 will be 6 and 2 will be 12. So 12 minus 7 is 5. 6 minus 1 is 5. Write the decimal point, and 8 minus 6 is 2. And the final answer is 2 and 558 thousandths.
In multiplying decimals, we don't have to align the decimal places. We're just simply going to multiply decimal numbers like how we multiply normally. At this point, ignore the decimal points at first.
For example, 1.78 times 2.7. 8 times 7 is 56. Write 6 and carry 5. 7 times 7 is 49, plus 5 is 54. Write 4 and carry 5. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 5 is 12. 2 times 8 is 16. Write 6 and carry 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Write 5 and carry 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And proceed on addition. Bring down 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. Write 0 and carry 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, and plus 5 is 8. And 1 plus 3 is 4. And for the final answer, we need to put the decimal point in the right place. The total number of decimal places in the factors should be the same in the product. The decimal places in the factors are 3, therefore we need to put the decimal point in the product 3 decimal places from the right, and the final answer is 4.806. Let's have another example. 0.415 times 2.13. 5 times 3 is 15. Write 5 and carry 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Write 2 and carry 1. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 4 is 4, and 1 times 0 is 0. And 2 times 5 is 10. Write 0 and carry 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 0 is 0. And proceed on addition. Bring down 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. 2 plus 1 plus 0 is 3. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 3 is 8. 0 plus 8 is 8, and bring down 0. The decimal places in the factors are 5, so we need to put the decimal point in 5 decimal places from right. And the final answer is 88,395 hundred thousandths.
The process of dividing decimals is the same long division process as any division problem. This just take a little extra step. But as long as you know the division process, you will be good to go.
4.8 divided by 2.4. Let's write it down in long division form. 2.4 is the divisor and 4.8 is the dividend. Change the divisor to a whole number by moving the decimal point to the right until it becomes a whole number. At this point, 2.4 becomes 24. Move also the decimal point of the dividend the same number of times you move the divisor's decimal point. Add 0 if necessary. Since we moved the decimal point of the divisor one place to the right, then we will do the same in dividend. 4.8 will be 48. Bring the decimal point straight up and go through division process. 48 divided by 24 is 2. 2 times 24 is 48. 48 minus 48 is 0. Since 2 is a whole number, then we don't have to put decimal point. And the final answer is 2. Let's try another example. 26.35 divided by 15.5. Change the divisor to a whole number by moving the decimal point to the right until it becomes a whole number. 15.5 will be 155, and in dividend, 26.35 become 263.5. Write the decimal point straight up and then divide. 263 divided by 155 is 1. 1 times 155 is 155. 263 minus 155 is 108. Bring down 5. And 1085 divided by 155 is 7. 7 times 155 is 1085. So 1085 minus 1085 is 0. And the final answer is 1.7.
So that's all, guys. We hope that you have learned something about the concept of decimal.
Thank you and God bless you.